Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside former Badger and Packer Gary Ellerson, here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, or when will Gary be upset with Packer fans for something they said or something they did? Good evening, Gary.
Good evening, Homer. How are you?
I'm okay. You may be mad at me. I have spent this week and will continue work on convincing Green Bay Packer fans of how amazing it would be if the Packers won the Super Bowl. I think they are way too optimistic. We asked the poll question, will the Packers win the Super Bowl? Pebble, was it 30%?
Yeah, 30% said yes, they would.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy. They are currently, if you bet 100, you win $2,200. They're 22 to 1. 22 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. That would mean their odds are about, well, I won't give that. For example, when the Packers won the Super Bowl the two times, they were 11 to 1 in 2010, and in 1996 they were 8 to 1. So whatever you think about the Packers in 2010, they're twice as big an underdog. In the 41 years going all the way back to, I think, 1983, 7 teams, 7 out of 41 have been 22 to 1 or bigger and won. And one of those years was actually when the Giants defeated the Patriots. Remember when the Patriots were unbeaten and had Randy Moss? They were a huge favorite. Well, the reason the Giants were 30 to 1 is because all teams were huge underdogs because of how great everybody assumed that Patriot team would be with Randy Moss. They were 2.5 to 1. So, Packer fans can think whatever they want. Not against the law. But they do not fully appreciate how amazing it would be if they were to win the Super Bowl with this team. 7 times in the last 41 years. I take that back. Actually, 6 times. 1999, 2000, 2001. There was an incredible stretch there with these huge upsets. New England 60 to 1, Baltimore 22 to 1, and the greatest dog ever. What's the biggest dog ever? I bet you know this, Gary. I don't know. What's the biggest dog ever? Like the size of an elephant. The Rams were, 150 to 1. 150 to 1. Now, compared to that Rams team, yes, the Packers are a lock to win the Super Bowl.
Are you okay, buddy?
No, I'm
okay?
worried about Packer fans. I think they're smoking
I'm
crack with their grandmas.
Can you breathe? Can you breathe okay?
No, I can breathe. Yeah, fine. I've had a little cold,
Chest?
and then I got rid of the cold. No, and then it came back. I claim. Funny you should act this. I claim that the cold was in one nostril, and then the cold went away, and then it came back on the other nostril. But no, I'm in good shape. I'm feeling good.
You got a little congestion in your chest there, like you can't breathe.
No, I'm not at all. But yes, I sound different. You mentioned that before, right? I still sound different.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You sound better, though. You sound better.
Yes, I could cough at any moment. But now I'm waiting for you to comment and take over the show with your reflection on Packer fans and my comment on Packer fans about this upcoming season.
Let me just say this, and I think you should. Most people know me, been listening to me for years.
Yeah.
And my take is the same take on all this stuff all the time. I am not. Listen. I've been in radio and television for a better part of 25 years, but I am a player at heart, and so I have a different stance on winning Super Bowls. I have one of my buddies. I think his name is Ricardo Lockett, and maybe Pebbles can look him up. I think Ricardo Lockett may have played 4 years in the NFL. I think he won a Super Bowl maybe with Seattle. I think he won a Super Bowl with San Fran, or went to a Super Bowl with San Fran. I think he was only in the league for like 4 years, maybe 5 max. And he was a special teams player. Broke his neck, I believe, against maybe San Fran in the NFC Championship game, and ended his career. I'm saying this to say that I don't get into the odds and winning Super Bowls and all those kind of things, because it's hard from a player standpoint. Yes, you go into every year, that is your goal to win a Super Bowl. But I think, Homer, you've done this for a long time. Sometimes you almost got to be lucky than to be good to get into the Super Bowl. You talked about the New England Patriots team with Randy Moss. That team was unbelievable.
Right.
And didn't win it. Randy Moss today is one of those guys that don't have a Super Bowl ring.
Correct.
But they were a dominant team. Never got one.
Correct.
So I come at it in a different way. Is like, I see the Green Bay Packers as one of those teams, probably out of 6 teams in the NFL, that has a shot at winning the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I'm sorry I spoiled everything for you and Pebble.
It didn't spoil it. Nothing spoiled it for me.
Because that's kind of the way I see it. It's tough to win them. Injuries, everything has to work.
No.
And I don't want to get people out here right now. Gary said they're gonna win the Super Bowl. No, I'm not saying that. They're one of probably 6 teams, handful of teams right now, that's got an opportunity to get it.
Now, you said that you got to be lucky. Yes, but there's something way more important than being lucky. You know what that is?
What?
Being good. Being good. There's a reason. There's a reason the Rams are so amazing.
No doubt.
Here are the teams in the last 7 years. And granted, Philadelphia was 40-1. That was with Doug Peterson. Since then, 6-1, 6-1, 10-1, 12-1, 6-1, 10-1, 12-1. And that's the way it is most years. You want to win the Super Bowl more than anything else. It's not about being lucky. It's about being good.
No,
and
it's about being lucky.
Not if you're good.
No. If
you're lucky and not good, you know what you do? You beat maybe the Cowboys, and then you lose the next round.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about being lucky, but yeah, you're right. It is about being good. I think two things can be true on this, but it's about being lucky that you don't lose your starting quarterback. It's about being lucky that you don't lose your left tackle or your right tackle. I say right now, if the Green Bay Packers doesn't lose David Bakhtiari, they're in the Super Bowl.
Okay. That's different
I
from winning
think they're
the Super Bowl.
hurting them.
But I would say this: all those things could occur.
Well, they lost
in
the NFC. They lost the NFC Championship game, I believe.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I mean, their games they should have made the Super Bowl. But I would emphasize to you, all those parts of being lucky, every one of them could go well for the Chicago Bears this year. Every one of them could go well for the Tennessee Titans. Neither of those teams are winning the Super Bowl because they ain't good enough.
Yeah, Homer, but still, that's what I'm saying, though. What about those 6 teams that are in the cluster at the end? They're all good.
Yeah, and the Packers are good. I agree with you on that.
Then you gotta just say nobody gets hurt. You got to get lucky. The ball's got to bounce right. Because Tennessee, them guys you talk, they're not in it. But everything still has to come together.
Correct. But I would say to you, in addition to all those things, somebody from the Packers or a couple players have to be a lot better than they've been to this point. Or all that other stuff might get them further. They could be the same as last year and be luckier, and they won't be a 7 seed, which leads to my next point. I believe this is a great season if the Packers win the division. They don't got to do any more. They win the division. I think that qualifies as a great season given the Packer team that I see. The question is,
if you're being honest, with yourself, right? If
Yes.
Packer fans are being honest, the Packers are not favorite to win the division.
I agree, yes. But they're not that far off. Right?
It doesn't matter, but they're
Lions
not
are the
favorite. I would say the Lions are the favorite.
Right, that's why
And then the
say
Packers.
that's
Minnesota,
why I say
then Chicago.
it would be a great season to win. I don't care what happens in the playoffs. Again, I understand the luck, like you said. That would show a level of excellence of this team, and I can give them a little cushion because they're so young. They win the division this year. I'm picking them to win the Super Bowl next year, the next year. How about that?
You can't help yourself, can you? You're killing me. You're
What?
killing me. See, because you're the guy that get everybody going, and then you're the guy when you make your prediction and they don't win like you want to. You want to fire Goody. You want to fire Matt LaFleur. You want to
Ask me those
fire Jeff
questions.
Hafley because they didn't do because you wanted them to win and somebody didn't come through for you. So now you want to fire everybody. That's how it works.
Excellent
That's how it
question,
works.
But that
That's
may be
how it
how it
works.
works for other people. That ain't how it's working for me. All right. They go 0-17. 0-17. LaFleur is back if I'm running the show. They go 0-17. Goody is back if I'm running the show. They go 0-17. The defensive coordinator is coming back. So I understand that other stuff. And there may be other people doing that. I'm not doing that because I think they're good, but they gotta get even better. And if they disappoint this year, I haven't given up on them. Now, if the Badgers have a really bad year, I will have given up.
No, I think the Badgers, and we've talked about this. If you look at their schedule, they shouldn't win no more than 5 games.
Yes, I will defer to you.
They don't have the talent.
The Badger season is not about winning and losing, because I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt by this. How they play, what my eyes tell me, what you tell me about their style, and the players they have that impress you.
There is some truth to that. Yeah, there's some truth to that. You're right. There's a lot of truth to that. Yeah.
Because he acts like, and I believe it, though he knows how to say all the right things, he acts like they made a mistake with the offense, or they made a mistake with the line of scrimmage not being tough, as if that's going to change.
Well, that's his fault.
Do you buy
that's
that?
Not.
Of course it's his fault, but you got to admit when you – I know, but then you
He
change.
made a mistake.
Yes, he did.
That's what he did.
The question
Now
is, do you believe – right, but do you believe you will notice that change this year? And you'll say, well, Homer, I want to tell you first, they're closer to being the Badgers I remember before I tell you anything else.
Well, yeah, I would have to see them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but of all they can
can't
show, I'd like – no,
Yeah,
but of all of the
tell you
number
today.
one thing the number one thing I want to see, that's it.
Yeah.
Line of
I have to
scrimmage.
see 'em. Yeah.
Yeah. And I will trust your judgment more than mine. But that's what
I don't know what they have. We won't know that until we see them. I mean, right now,
right.
If you look at that schedule, it just doesn't look good for them.
Yeah.
To get more than 6 wins on that schedule.
Right. And I'm to the point where I don't know that the quarterback is number one anymore.
And
The
right
style
now,
of
if
play.
you look at the Green Bay Packers right now,
Yeah.
they got to go through Detroit. They got to beat Detroit.
Yeah. Yep. That's why it would be, say it, Gary Ellerson, can you say it? It would be a great season for the Green Bay Packers if they won the division. Period.
Yeah, because they're not favorite.
Okay, so you would say, Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Yeah. Pebble, put it up.
Yep, I already got it up right now, Homer.
Here we go.
What does it say?
Here we go.
Like this one or not here. So, Homer believes the Packers' 2025 season should be considered quote-unquote great if they win the NFC North. Agree or disagree? Right now, early in the voting process, 78% agree, 22% disagree.
Yeah, absolutely, because they're not favorite.
But it doesn't guarantee that showing up in the playoffs. Like you win the division, you're a higher seed. I didn't say and win a game in the playoffs. I said nothing about the playoffs. Right? So the playoffs could be a disaster, and I'm still going to call it a great season if they win the division. I like it when you agree. I feel better when you agree with me.
I'm good with that. I'm good. I'm trying to retweet that what you just, yeah, there it is. I'm going to retweet that. I'm going to give it a what y'all think.
There you go. Second quarter with Gary Ellerson. Next.
Can't wait.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still seeing some backups on southbound 43 from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette to Lincoln. We got the northbound side slowing down around Fond du Lac Avenue all the way to Keefe. Eastbound 94, watch for backups from about 84th Street to 35th, and 894 southbound slowing from Oklahoma Avenue all the way down and around the Hale to Forest Home. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, mostly clear. Isolated showers later on, a low of 49. And tomorrow, isolated showers early, then mostly sunny, bit breezy with a high of 63 at the lakefront, 72 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Did you know that the phrase, "when is Mother's Day," is the most searched when phrase in the world? So just to be safe, let me remind you that Mother's Day is this Sunday. Yes, this Sunday. Need a bottle of wine or champagne for brunch? Or maybe a great gift idea? Remember, moms sacrifice so much for us, and it starts by going 9 months without alcohol. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where since 1960, we have provided the best selection and the lowest prices. We stock literally thousands of varieties of beer, liquor, wine, and mixers. Over 15,000 actually, but who's counting? The point is, you want it, odds are we have it. Combine our incredible selection and everyday low prices with our 2 convenient locations, and you've got your one-stop shop for a great Mother's Day gift. Discount Liquor in Milwaukee on 51st in Oklahoma and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow in Maine.
Discount liquor.
Happy Mother's Day.
From boreal forests to booming prairie and over 10,000 lakes,
We go for the road less traveled.
Minnesota has stunning state and national parks.
Stop, inhale fresh pine air. Yeah, I love that.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com. In Minnesota, you can get the hottest concert ticket in town.
Thanks everybody for being here.
While eating some of the best food in the nation.
I think I've said yum like 85 times.
Plan your trip at exploreminnesota.com.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Are you dreaming about summer in your backyard yet? Landworks handles projects of all sizes. From a cozy pocket patio lush with greenery to a grand outdoor hosting space and everything in between. Locally owned and operated, Landworks prides themselves on exceptional customer service and a personal approach to all of your landscaping needs. The Landworks team of experts will work closely with you, making your property shine all year. Experience the Landworks difference. Visit landworkswisconsin.com. That's landworkswisconsin.com.
This is the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Yes, it is. And we will get back to Gary Ellerson because it's the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour on Friday. What I mentioned about Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin, I tell you about them so you'll have an auto body place forever. Everybody needs one. The one that's so good that whenever that stuff happens, you just, we're fine. They'll take care of it. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. Yeah, it's family. And they're still going strong. I don't know how many generations it is, but the people working on it now have been doing it since they were, what, in diapers? Imagine how good they are at it. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Expert workmanship, guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Fisco. So you remember the name. People don't know this, and I don't know how they would, but I don't ever feel like I should tell people where I am when I'm doing the show. They don't care. They can see us. I could be in the studio. I could be anywhere else. And I don't know where Gary is, and I don't care to know where Gary is. All I care about is that I can see him, and he looks good. Yeah. He looks healthy, and so he can talk. This is one exception, though, because I am in Bowling Green, Kentucky, where my younger brother, Jeff, lives and was the tennis coach at Western Kentucky for like 30-some years. And he's the only athlete that I really wish I would have been. Now, I was a pretty good tennis player. He was all Big Ten in Indiana. I thought he was going to be a pro. I just wish I'd have been as good as he was. And I thought, I wonder if you had anybody that you wished as good as you were. I didn't know if that's just me when you're just kind of a guy and you always can find people that are better. I mean, my brother played John McEnroe 3 times when they were 18, not on the pro tour. Would I have wanted to play John McEnroe? Yeah, I got to interview him once, but never got to play him, and it didn't go well. John McEnroe won, but anyway, man, if I'd have been that good, how much more fun it is playing tennis when the majority of people you look across and go, you're going down. I don't know how, but you ain't winning this one, buddy. So was there anybody that you ever felt that way as a football player?
I'm going to get to that. Let me get to Bowling Green.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know. Now, I know you're talking about tennis, but Bowling Green is like the hotbed of Big Ten coaches.
All right. Oh, like Western Kentucky, going back to, I don't know, Dave McClain wasn't there. He was at Ball State. Jack Harbaugh did coach at Bowling Green, Western Kentucky. You're talking about Bowling Green, Ohio. You're talking about the school in Ohio now, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Ohio.
Yes, but this is Western Kentucky, which is in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green University in the MAC is in Bowling Green, Ohio.
You're at Western Kentucky?
Yes.
Where you at?
Yeah, I'm at Western Kentucky. Yeah. Bowling Green, Kentucky,
that's Harbaugh.
where Jack Harbaugh, the only reason I'm here is Jack Harbaugh's speaking tomorrow. Yeah. Jim and John Harbaugh's dad was the coach and won a national championship after being an assistant with yes.
You're right. I'm talking about Bowling Green in Ohio.
Yeah. Yep.
Is what
it's
a lot of people don't know. That's that school for the Big Ten was the stepping stone of all back when I was in the Big Ten.
Yeah, but
Dave McClain started at Bowling Green. Yeah.
Let's look at Gary Ellerson. There was no way Gary Ellerson from Georgia was going to one of those Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, Ball State. Gary Ellerson was going to a big school with great running backs. So did you ever want to be somebody else? No, people should know you're a wide receiver, running back, not just a running back, really.
Right. Did I want to be another player?
Yeah, like, man, I wish I was that good. I don't know, maybe you were so good you never thought about I wish I was that good. It'd be like, I'm as good as that guy. I'm as good as that guy.
I was pretty much, Homer. I never wished I was somebody else because I thought I was really that good.
Yes,
I really did.
How great I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Sorry.
Like, I guess I always think in high school. Like, you go into a game and I'm putting some whooping on somebody tonight. How great does that feel? And yes.
Although my good friend Daryl Jones, DJ, who played at Georgia, quarterback. I think he went to Columbus Carver High School. I was on a radio show down in Columbus. And he remembered me coming out of high school as I visit Georgia, and Guy McIntyre is my host. And I remember him saying, "You're not coming here." He goes, "We got Herschel Walker." He goes, "1, if they play your receiver, we ain't throwing you the ball. 2, if you play running back, you ain't beating out Herschel Walker."
Who was that guy? What was his name?
Guy McIntyre.
All right. No, that's what he said to you.
Yeah.
Now, is he still alive? Because I want to get him on the show.
Guy McIntyre.
That is some really
Guy
smart
McIntyre.
person. He gave you some really good advice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He gave. Oh, there's a lot of advice he gave me. I got to tell you some of the stuff off air. But Guy McIntyre, if you don't remember, played last years with the Green Bay Packers. The Packers,
did he?
Yeah, left the 49ers, came to the Packers. Pebble can look it up. Pebble, when did Guy McIntyre play for the Packers?
So when he's telling you this, I know, but you're a big shot. You're a big shot. You're a local big shot.
And Guy McIntyre is from Thomasville.
Guy was with the Packers in 1994.
Yeah. And Guy McIntyre is from Thomasville High School, which is in the same conference as my high school in Georgia.
So I'm thinking when he says that to you, you're thinking, I don't know why. I don't know how you can think you're as good as Herschel Walker.
I think Guy was trying to feel me out.
Yeah,
because
you up for the challenge?
That's these guys' job. That's these guys' job. They try to feel you out because they can take the information back to the coaches. Yeah,
but he was telling you the truth. If I had been Gary Ellerson at that moment, I'd have looked and gone,
"Yeah,
dude, I'm gonna have a good time here." But he's right. I ain't going to Georgia.
Yeah.
Because they're throwing the ball, and Herschel Walker is getting the ball every.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. And you're not gonna beat them out. And and okay, just say they put you a receiver, we ain't throwing the ball. So
brilliant,
Homer. That was the first time I went to a house party. What was maybe Pebble can look it up. What was the name of the band that sang Love Shack? It's the Love Shack.
Oh, the B-52s?
Yeah, B-52s. They had a party at a house party on my recruiting trip at Georgia the weekend that I went.
The B-52s did.
Do you remember B-52s or no?
No, but I remember the song, but I'm thinking that's not like some local band that's just playing the song. That's the band.
And they were loaded. And I think they had this guy by the name of Womack as a running back too. I think he was there.
Uh-huh.
Lindsey Scott. I don't know if you remember Lindsey Scott, but yeah.
No, but I can
Lindsey
see
Scott,
how if you're running back, the day Herschel Walker shows up, I'm going somewhere else. I'll give you this story, which is similar to it, because Dave Robinson told me that the greatest, I thought, tight end I ever saw was John Mackey. He was the greatest high school running back ever in the state of Pennsylvania at that time. He's a running back at Syracuse one day. One day he had the same experience. Ernie Davis was his roommate. He went on the practice field one day. He went on the practice field one day with Ernie Davis and said, I'm playing another position. This is over. Think how smart that was.
Right. And I had already raced her because I ran track. I had already raced Herschel Walker in the state track meet in Georgia. And so everybody knew about him, all that. And so, yeah, I knew that wasn't going to happen.
You had seen his behind.
I knew they weren't going to throw him the ball. Yeah, exactly. I knew. But I never wished I was him, though.
No, you were too good to think that way.
Yeah, I never wished I was him, though. Yeah.
This is just the last follow-up, then we're going to break. Did that have any impact on you when it was said by Guy McIntyre, or were you just too young to? I mean, I don't believe you went home and said to your mom, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm not going to Georgia, because I think till the day you picked Wisconsin, Georgia thought you were going there.
They sure did. Sure did. And they had, and I knew I wasn't, but they thought that I was coming. Because Guy, that question when he said, I said, dude, I'm gonna be a Bulldog. You know I'm coming here, Guy. Come on, man. You know I'm coming.
Wow.
Because Guy McIntyre actually, a guy by the name of John I. Davis lived across the street from me in my neighborhood, used to cut Guy McIntyre's hair. So I used to see Guy used to drive up from Thomasville to get his hair cut across the street where I live. So I knew him even before I got to Georgia.
That was nice of him to say that, because most schools, you're not Herschel Walker, but you want to have as many good players as you can in case he got hurt, or just depth is important. And well, maybe it's because he knew you that he gave you that tip. All right, third quarter with Gary Ellerson.
Real quick, though, I want to talk about your brother real quick. Yes. Can we do that? I want to hit that.
All right, we'll hit that when we come back, third quarter, and then we'll get to the Packers. And we have gone longer without discussing or commenting on Jair Alexander than any show in the state of Wisconsin in the last 2 months.
That's true.
Every Friday, I just want to know, what's Gary Ellerson thinking about Jair Alexander? Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Some delays along northbound 43 now stretching from just before Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to Keefe. Southbound, watch for backups from Capitol all the way down through the Marquette and over the high rise. Eastbound 94, we got some backups from just east of 84th Street to 35th. We've also got southbound 894 backing up from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. Off the freeway system, though, we do have an accident at Chambers and Humboldt. Looks like it's a rolled over car, so just be extra careful. And check out the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Mostly clear, isolated showers later on, a low of 49. Tomorrow, isolated showers early, then mostly sunny throughout the rest of the day. A bit breezy with a high of 63 at the lake, 72 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
When you don't compromise on the court, you shouldn't compromise off of it either. Lose the calories, not the taste. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. Copyright 2024.
Hey, Bucks fans, enjoy Michelob Ultra at Dugout 54 Milwaukee, Maxwell's Cedarburg, Hart Milwaukee, Papa's Stash Big Bend, and Who's on Layton Milwaukee. Michelob Ultra, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks.
Spring is here, and your local IKEA store is rolling the savings outdoors for their annual sidewalk sale. Visit IKEA Schaumburg, Bolingbrook, or Oak Creek from May 9th through the 26th for a wide variety of furniture and home furnishing accessories at big discounts. New products will be added throughout the sale, so stop in often to see what's new. And don't miss IKEA's mystery gift card giveaway on Saturday, May 10th. The first 200 IKEA family members will have a chance to be selected for a mystery gift card worth up to $500. Save big at the IKEA annual sidewalk sale, May 9th through the 26th.
Kessler's has diamond pendants for Mother's Day.
Diamond pendants for only $148. Mother's Day celebrates motherhood.
And it's always appropriate to give a Mother's Day gift to a mom.
Diamond pendants for only $148. Your mother is a mother.
Your wife may be a mother.
Your girlfriend may be a mother.
Your sister may be a mother.
Your grandmother's certainly a mother.
You might even have a coworker who is a mother.
Motherhood needs to be celebrated.
Always.
You heard the part about the $148, right?
Giving a diamond pendant to a mom who wasn't expecting it is one of the greatest joys you'll ever experience.
The surprise on their face when you say Happy Mother's Day is worth 10 times the price you paid.
They'll remember that gift forever.
And you will, too.
Welcome to Kessler's, where you can buy a diamond Mother's Day pendant for just $148.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
I've had a number of surgeries, and frankly, I don't have time to rehab a surgery and an operation at this point in my life. I didn't want to take time off my kids' activities.
That's why former college and pro football player Bobby Carpenter turned to QC Kinetics. We couldn't be happier saving our patients like him from operating rooms and long recoveries.
I've been able to resume like normal activity for me, which is a lot of running. It's a lot of workouts. I've been very, very blessed with how it's been able to hold up.
For so long, patients have accepted surgery as the only solution. But with new technologies, the medical professionals at QC Kinetics use regenerative treatments, your body's own biologics, to help heal and restore knees, hips, shoulders, and backs.
I actually ran into a friend of mine over at our golf course, and he had his knee done. It felt so well. He'd got his shoulder done. He goes, I can't thank you enough. He'd heard the commercial on the air, and so it's feeling great.
Find out how you can avoid surgery and finally get relief. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
We'll get back to the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. I want to mention about Dr. Aaron Holtebeck and his team. So I went to their Brookfield office and learned everything. They make vision care a top priority with the latest technologies at the state-of-the-art office. They told me that Dr. Holtebeck been helping local patients with their eye care needs for over 20 years. But I remember when he said, like, we got to do better. What do you mean? Like, you've been doing it well for 20 years. People give you, no, we got to do it better. So he said, we're adding Dr. Nausheen Abbas because that will make us even better in more ways to help people with the vision care. Yeah. Don't mess with your vision. Trust the experts from Holtebeck Eye Center, always looking to get better, in Brookfield near the corner of Calhoun and Capitol. Learn more about their services at holtebeck.com. The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, and you said you wanted to talk about my brother, who I mentioned that I'm at his house in Bowling Green, Kentucky. He was all Big Ten at Indiana, and I wished I could have been as good as he was. But, you are what you are. And you said you had a comment?
You are what you are. So are we? So what's going on there? Is in the Hall of Fame? What are we doing?
No, I am here because Jack Harbaugh is speaking. A friend of my brother's is trying to raise money for a maternity home for women, and they brought in Jack Harbaugh to speak because people will come. He was the former coach at Western Kentucky when they won a national title.
Right.
And I said, I haven't seen him. I want to hear him speak because he has one of the greatest sports stories ever about when he was at Michigan with Bo Schembechler, and they went to visit Art Schleister's house, the then arguably the greatest high school quarterback ever in the state of Ohio at that time. Talked to the dad, and the story is so good, I want to see if I remember it right and if he tells it again. But so I wanted to see Jack Harbaugh, and this is one of the great sports storytellers ever because he's like Forrest Gump. He was on Stanford's staff when they had the band going out on the field. He was there with John Elway when he was at Stanford. He was at Michigan, Bo Schembechler. Yeah, I mean, how you can imagine what that was like. Bo Schembechler in his prime against Woody Hayes.
Yeah.
That's the only. Those are the only two that should have fought, though I don't know. The two that should have fought, of course, are Forrest Gregg and Mike Ditka. That would have been memorable.
So the year that I believe Michigan was ranked number 1, Dave McClain, I believe, had coached for Bo and Woody Hayes.
Yes.
We're getting ready to play. We're getting ready to play Michigan. They're coming to our place. They're number 1. We always practice in Camp Randall. And for some strange reason, Coach McClain was freaked out that whole week. So we're in the stadium, and Coach McClain swear he saw someone up in the stadium filming us. in his boat. So we had to then go leave practice and go into the shell.
We thought it was somebody on Bo's staff.
Not Bo himself. Yes.
Yeah.
Someone on Bo's staff is taping the practice. So he bring us all in. We go to the shell. They closed the shell down and kicked out all the students, and we had to practice for the next 3 days in the shell.
Is that the year you upset him, Wisconsin?
That was 81. That was 81.
81.
Even Pebble wasn't even born, and he remembers that. Pebble, what? You really?
Yeah, that was 81. They lost 21-14 to the Badgers that year.
Yeah,
season opener.
Losing to the Badgers for Michigan was like losing to
that was a
their
big deal.
little sister with a bad ankle.
In 1981, I don't know, we hadn't beat him in like 50 years, probably.
I know. Yes, and it hadn't come within 50 points most of those years.
Right, and then I think maybe was it Pebble 2 weeks later we played Ohio State, and I think we beat Art Sleekster. I think Art Sleekster was the quarterback then. Pebble, can you look see if he was? Because I remember Art Sleekster, and they had this guy by the name of Tim Spencer.
Yeah, you beat number 18 Ohio State 24-21 4 weeks later. Yeah.
Was Art Sleekster the quarterback?
Art Sleekster was the MVP of that team for the Buckeyes in 81. Yeah, so he was on the team.
Wait a minute. All these went. They weren't that good. Who upset Wisconsin? Wisconsin should have been like 10-1.
Wisconsin lost to number 9 UCLA the week after the Michigan win, and then the week after they upset Ohio State, they lost at Michigan State, followed by losing at Illinois. Then they lost against Iowa, third to last game of the year, and they lost to Tennessee in the bowl game in the Giants Stadium.
Explain that. What happened?
We lost to all the eyes. We lost to all the eyes.
What? How? Did you get big-headed? What happened?
I did.
But I can say this. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because all that matters is how many teams in the history of Wisconsin beat Ohio State and Michigan in the same year.
In the same year.
What would you guess, Pebble? 5? Maybe. I don't know.
Can't be that many.
Very special. All right, I have a request to ask of you because we're going to get to Jair. And that is, I have donated money to Terrell Buckley's team at Mississippi Valley State. I'm hoping with what I gave him, they can get a backup punter. So it's by NIL standards. Is there anything lower than a backup punter as far as cheap?
I think you. All
right. But I said I want to go. I want to go watch his team play. I don't know if we have to go to Mississippi. If you pick a game out, to go watch Mississippi Valley State, hopefully closer than Mississippi. But would you come with me to go see Terrell Buckley's first ever college team?
Not doing that. I'm not going to Mississippi Valley State.
Well, no, we don't have to go to Mississippi Valley State. We'll find a road game that's closer.
So you was recruited by Mississippi Valley State. I think the guy that
Jerry Rice is the whole school. I mean, but
this is before Jerry Rice. So the guy that recruited me was named. I think his name was Archie Cooley. Wore a cowboy hat.
He played at Mississippi Valley State? No way.
He was the head coach. I think it was Archie Cooley. Pebble, can you look up Archie Cooley?
I didn't think Mississippi Valley State was going to go very long. So how far will you travel from Milwaukee to go see Terrell Buckley's Mississippi Valley State team? I don't even know what their nickname is. You're not going?
No.
Yeah, Archie Cooley died last year. He was the Mississippi Mississippi Valley State coach from 80 to 86.
Yep, that's the guy who recruited me, right there.
Wow.
So our center's name was.
How seriously did you consider Mississippi Valley State?
Williams. Well, I had.
I lost.
I had to.
I lost you. I can't. And Pebble, are you hearing Greg Gary? Okay, I couldn't catch all of what he said. Because this is really good. What?
Here, can you hear me?
Well, should we take a break and then come back for the fourth quarter?
Let's take a break.
Because this is too good to miss. All right, fourth quarter. Who would have thought more on Mississippi Valley State than Jair Alexander? Next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on 94.5 ESPN.
With the 23rd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft.
They actually did it.
For the first time since 2002.
The Green and Gold have drafted their next playmaker.
Matthew Golden, wide receiver of Texas.
Does Jordan Love now have his number one target?
Touchdown, Matthew Golden!
React to the pick right here. 94.5 ESPN. ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube and the new ESPN Wisconsin app.
Buying and selling a home can be a stressful process. Hey, it's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. The We Sell group at Keller Williams has a goal of making it stress-free for everyone. Their passion is people, their availability is unmatched, something I'm experiencing firsthand while I search for a lake home to enjoy Wisconsin summers even more. Rob and Nick are there every step of the way, not just for their sellers, but also to potential buyers and their agents to bring in as many strong offers as possible. Get started today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com.
ESPN Radio Sports Beat with Freddie Coleman.
You've heard it time and time again that each game in the NBA playoffs is not the same. Each series is not going to be the same. Do not use what happened in the past as something that can happen either in the present or in the future. Boy, did we get a load of that. Not just what happened to the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1 versus the Indiana Pacers, but man, oh man, how wild was that involving Game 1 with the New York Knicks down by 20. They beat the Boston Celtics in overtime by 3. And then the Denver Nuggets, they're down by 13 in the second half, and Aaron superhero Gordon doing it once again, hitting a shot at the end for the Denver Nuggets to pull off a win, this time versus Oklahoma City, like he did the game-ending dunk in the last series versus the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, that doesn't mean that the Knicks or the Nuggets have all the momentum or that Oklahoma City and Boston are automatically going to win Game 2. You know what it means? It's the playoffs, baby. Anything and everything is on the table. What you thought you knew can completely blow up in your face. Ask Boston from Game 1 and Oklahoma City as well. In 60 seconds, it is really Nikola's team in Denver.
At the Home Depot, we know Mother's Day is a big deal. So what are you working on for Mom this year? With a little help from the Home Depot, you can help create a space just for her. We have a wide variety of patio sets and outdoor furniture that will make the perfect gift for Mom. Just add a few hanging baskets for a pop of color and texture for the perfect finishing touch. Shop outdoor furniture, flowers, gifts, and more for Mother's Day. In-store and online at the Home Depot.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Everybody had the shovels ready to throw dirt on the season involving the Denver Nuggets. How could it possibly work when you fired your coach, Michael Malone, and your general manager 3 weeks before the end of the regular season? With 3 games left in said regular season, and poor Dave Edelman going in there and try to fix that whole thing. Well, they had a secret weapon that is no longer a secret, and that is now it is Nikola Jokic's team when it comes to the Denver Nuggets. Not just the team, the organization. They basically said, our superstar's not happy. Let's make sure he doesn't think about going anywhere else. Not that he was going to do that, but you never know. And ever since then, he has been more vocal. He does not mind letting people know exactly what's on his mind on off the basketball court. Oh, yeah, it has benefited Nikola Jokic, but in the long run, it has definitely benefited the Denver Nuggets. They may have more championships in his tool bag than we could have ever imagined based on that move. For the ESPN Radio Sports Beat, I'm Freddie Coleman of ESPN Radio's Freddie and Harry.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
The Gary Ellerson Homer Hour, quarter 4 coming up. Tune in to Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and H&R Benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks goes deep into Bucks and Six, a culture unknowingly, yes, created by former Bucks star Brandon Jennings. Take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucks and Six, how it became the rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucks fans alike. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Perfect intro to whatever Gary Ellerson wants to say about the NBA playoffs. They are as exciting as any year I can remember the playoffs. and aside from how your local team does, the Bucks. But so many great games, so many great teams, and I still don't know who's going to actually win it. I guess I probably lean toward Oklahoma City. Gary Ellerson, would you like any NBA comments and or a thought on all the stories and discussion about Giannis and next year? Do we have Gary? I can't hear him.
Looks like we don't have Gary. I'm going to give him a ring back here. Looks like
yeah,
he froze.
We got to have Gary. I mean, it's the Gary Ellerson Homer Hour. So, and we were going fine for a while. And it's Gary will comment on it, but I don't have any problem with any or all of the Bucs stories about the possibility of trades because, to me, that is a legitimate thought. But those who are bothered by it and say, look it, he hasn't said he's going anywhere. And, yes, if he doesn't say he's going anywhere, then all of those stories will not occur. But it's reasonable to talk about it because anybody who's honest, if you were Giannis, you'd leave, given the limitations the team's going to have. But Giannis is a nice enough guy. I think they might be able to convince him to give the Bucs 1 year with all the new young players, with an entirely different group, because that's kind of what Giannis is like. All right, will Gary Ellerson contribute, or does he wish to contribute at all as far as any NBA talk and or Giannis? Take it away.
Yeah,
I know you were a good basketball player at some point.
Well, yeah. Well, my mom said, because I was really good at basketball, but my mom said, you're not tall enough. You're not going to be able to go to the NBA.
And that ended that. You didn't say to your mom,
that ended that.
Mom, come on.
No, that ended that.
Did you think she was right?
Oh, absolutely, she was right.
Or did you believe you could have played in the
shoot it, though.
You believe you could have played?
I can shoot it.
You can shoot it?
No, but not at my height. You got to be, I didn't have handles, but I can shoot it. But anyway, I think Giannis, if I'm the Bucks and Giannis, I think we got to come to some sort of agreement. And Giannis can do what he wants to do. But it feels like to me, and I don't know all the parameters, and maybe you do, but it feels like to me the Bucks have no draft capital. They have no trade capital. And it feels like if Giannis wants to stay, maybe they get to the playoffs and that's it. But if they trade Giannis, it feels like they can get some draft capital back and start to rebuild this thing again and say, thank you, Giannis, we appreciate you.
Yeah, I think you've nailed it. I would add only one thing. I don't believe that the Bucks have any interest in trading Giannis. And I support that 1,000% because of the benefits of having Giannis. And, if he understandably, and as I said, ask anybody not associated with Milwaukee, not associated with Giannis, and they would say Giannis should say he wants to move on.
Right.
He said he wants to win another title, and there are this isn't about the coach, this isn't about the GM. There are definite limitations. But I just think Giannis is the special. I could see him just giving the Bucks one more year, and then whatever they could do now, it's still going to be available the following year. And please understand, the contract he has doesn't make any difference. Players control things, and the Bucks appropriately would do whatever Giannis. If Giannis said he wanted to go, the Bucks are going to say, okay, right, let's do it.
Right.
I don't want to say they owe him that, but I think they owe him that. I think
they owe him that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to Jair. The Packers still hasn't decided. I still want him to play. I don't care if he misses half the games. I'm still okay with him, but we just wait. Do you wish to add anything to that?
Well, I said all along, I think they're trying to renegotiate his contract. I think that's where we're at. Brian Gutekunst never leaves himself high and dry. It told me right away when they didn't take a cornerback with the first 4 picks, I said to myself, Jair's coming back.
Okay, my mistake on this, if he comes back, would have been the belief that he didn't want to come back because of the way he was treated and how they talked about his injury. But if he comes back, clearly I was wrong, and it happens. I had the South in the Civil War. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
I was big into Robert E. Lee. So this, and it's certainly better for the Packers. I don't know how anybody can find anything wrong with Jair coming back, even if he's hurt and doesn't play in all the games.
Right. I want to back up a little bit. Did you know, give you a little fact here, since you said Robert E. Lee.
Yes.
Did you know that Leroy Butler's high school was named Robert E. Lee High School in Jacksonville?
Oh. Is it still, or have they changed that?
Well, we had to change it because we had to get correct,
Right. I wanted to ask you, too, about – thanks, that was good. I didn't know that. That's the benefit you have of being with working with Leroy Butler. Or has he changed it? He was Leroy Butler first when he came to the Packers, I believe, and then he changed to Leroy.
Yeah.
Can you verify that the next time you talk with him? And
can
you check? Can you check to see? And I know that Terrell Buckley's not making this up, but if in fact Terrell Buckley remembers the first ever Lambeau leap or that style by Terrell Buckley done when they were both at Florida State.
Okay. All right.
But I don't know. It could have happened all the time. So
yeah.
Nobody is complaining, but you know me, I always like to be accurate. And
before we sign off, Homer, you want to give me the festivities for tonight?
The festivities? You mean with my brother?
Yeah.
We're just going out to eat, and then the event is tomorrow when Jack Harbaugh speaks and hopefully tells the world famous, spectacular Art Schlichter story. Do you want me to give you the shortened version?
We're going to go out to eat tonight. Where is that at?
Oh, it'll be at some pizza place.
Yeah,
for the kids.
Actually,
You just
Homer,
go where
Chris
the
in
kids
the
are.
show to text into the Carbos Talking text line, 800-990-3776. Lists is more. He says, you have to eat at 440 Main. Bowling Green, Kentucky is a fantastic place to live. So 440 Main is apparently the spot.
Oh, 440 Main.
There
All
it
right,
is.
So he and Bo Schembechler go to Art Schlichter's house, and they're telling him to come to Michigan. They talk for a while, and finally Art Schlichter's dad says, hold on, enough. Woody Hayes came in here and told my son that even though he's 3 yards in a cloud of dust, they will pass the ball if my son goes to Ohio State. He said, we're going to do that. I believe in Ohio State, and I believe Woody Hayes is telling me to. That's what he's going to do for my son. He said, Coach, what are you going to do for my son? What are you going to do for my son? Woody Hayes said he's going to pass the ball. And Jack Harbaugh says, I could tell that Bo paused for a second and said, you know what we're going to do for your son? We're going to kick his ass every year we play against him. Jack, let's get out of here. This kid doesn't want to go to Michigan. He wants us to do something for him. And they beat Ohio State 3 of the 4 years that Art Schlichter was the quarterback at Ohio State. How good is that? Don't you wish you were there? I can tell you what I'm doing for your son. I'm kicking his ass every year when Michigan plays Ohio State. Let's go, Jack.
That's what we're doing. Love it.
That's
Love
what we're
it.
doing. Take care.
Love it. Old school.
There's NBA basketball. Yes, old school. Next.
We got backups along 41 southbound from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol.